When you look at the very first versions of Pixelmon and then come back and look at it now, you could really see how far the mods come. Even ignoring the fact that hundreds of Pokemon have been added, and then even some of them remodeled, you could still see a huge number of new features added. This includes new blocks, natures, boss Pokemon, and so much more. And with the 3.1 update right around the corner, we're going to get new animations making all these Pokemon seem so much more realistic and lifelike, as if our Minecraft world could not be lively enough already. With that is also coming double battles, one of the biggest additions in my opinion to Pixelmon. That's going to add a whole new way to battle and a whole new experience for the mod. But that raises the question, what are going to be the next new features in the 3.2 update, the 4.0 update, and even down the line, the 5.0 update? And that's why I'm here to tell you today what I think are the top 3 features we as a community want added to Pixelmon. These features will separate the mod from the rest and really make it all that much more enjoyable. So with that, here's my list. No matter how many toots, horns, and whistles are added to Pixelmon, at its core, it's still all about the Pokemon. The diversity and selection is what makes the Pokemon games so much fun, and with Pixelmon, it's the same thing. The more selection we have and the more abilities we have to craft our own teams and make them different from everyone else's is what keeps everyone coming back to this mod and the games in general. As weird as it may sound, spending all this time with these little odd creatures are what makes the games so fun. Battling them, training them up, watching them grow, evolve, and level up is what makes everyone so passionate about Pokemon and why it's such a successful series and why this mod will be successful. Having a huge diversity of different Pixelmon is going to give people plenty of new options to find Pokemon they love, develop relationships, and even make friends along the way. If you're only in it for the competitive play and everything I just said sound like something very weird out of a love book or something like that, you still should be excited for new Pokemon. It gives you a whole plethora of new options as far as crafting teams and making the best and most successful combination of Pokemon to destroy your opponents, and that's why it's earned my number 3 spot. Who doesn't like sex? Granted, it may be a little bit different when it comes to Pokemon since, you know, some are modeled after animals, and one's even modeled after an ice cream cone, but that's okay, because breeding adds in a whole plethora of new options for the Pixelmon and development of your team. Being able to combine 2 awesome nature Pokemon, or just 2 Pokemon with great stats, and try and get a 3rd, even better Pokemon, or breeding for that goddamn shiny, because you know you will fill up your entire PC trying to get it, and still, to no avail, just buy it off someone else, because that's what always goddamn happens. Breeding also adds in a whole new layer to the relationships you can develop with your Pokemon. You can have moms, dads, cousins, uncles, and even that weird neighbor that no one really talks to or gets. Whether you spend many wakeless nights just trying to get that goddamn egg to hatch because you're 10 steps away, or just 5 more steps until it hatches, breeding adds in a whole new plethora of options, both for competitive and non-competitive use. A whole new way to get Pokemon, and all around a whole new mechanic that a lot of people like, and that's why it's earned my number 2 spot. The Pokemon universe has 17 movies, a comic book series, multiple book series, and over 800 episodes in the regular TV show. There's an overwhelming amount of information about each and every Pokemon, including many of the legendaries having their own individual backstories, like Deoxys coming from space, or Arceus being the creator of all these Pokemon. This is a gold mine for the Pixelmon devs. Having even just some of these things added into the mods will create hours upon hours of extra playtime and even just make the mod more marketable to everyone. It'll really stand out from the rest of the Minecraft modding community as something unique that incorporates ideas from the outside storyline, which a lot of mods don't really do. This could also add in a whole new layer for use in single player, making it a much more practical rather than just training up your Pokemon and not really having all that many people to battle unless you're playing a custom map or something like that. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I would love to just replay some of these childhood memories I've had from watching some of the movies, like watching the meteor fall down, a Deoxys come out, and just playing along with Ash or following him along in some kind of quest. Even if it's really small, just text-based stuff, it would just enhance my experience so much, make me and my team bond so much, and all around just be a really enjoyable experience. And that's why it earned my number 1 spot.